Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman here with the strat-o-matic Network. We've got a ball game from April 19 in our 1962 replay. This is the rubber game of a three-game series between the Kansas City Athletics and the Los Angeles Angels. KC took the first game, LA the second, and this evening it will be Art Ditmar starting for Kansas City. He's 0-1, right-hander, and Dean Chance, also a right-hander, and he has no record. This is his first appearance this year. I'll be back with the lineups in just a couple minutes, so stand by, please. Hello, Joel. Great to see you, Joel. Welcome to everybody. We welcome everybody here to the strat-o-matic Network. Programming note, I have a special program this evening. It is already recorded, so it will not be a live broadcast, but it's something new I'm working on. It's called Strat-o-matic Fantasy Baseball Radio. It's a prior game, but it's only a radio broadcast, and I think you might find it interesting. It is the California Angels versus and at the Oakland Athletics for September 26th from my completed 1969 replay. 1 hour and 53 minutes. Radio broadcast. It simulates a radio broadcast. So I'll be there. It's going to be 7 p.m. This game is set for 3 innings of play, this current game. And of course, this is a live broadcast if you happen to be here now in the live broadcast. I am committing to playing 3 innings and no more, but I'll go a little longer. Last night I went off the rails. I do that in the evening when I take my medicine, but I'm doing fine today. Took my medicine, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to play it. Let me go through the lineups now. For the Kansas City Royals, wow, they come in 1-7, so they're off to a rough start. And for those of you who may be interested, just to give yourself some orientation here, the Kansas City A's finished in 9th. Washington was in 10th. Kansas City 72-90 on the season. So they're 1-7. They really are needing to win games. The Los Angeles Angels are 2 and 4. They're 3.5 behind. And the Angels finished in third with a record of 86 and 76. Amazing season they had in only their second year of existence. Let's look at our opening lineups now. For the Kansas City Athletics, it's Dick Hauser leading off at short, Del Greco in center, Lumpy at second, Seaburn at first, Manny Jimenez in left, Simoli in right, Wayne Kowsey at third, Brian getting a start. He hasn't started to my knowledge. He's carded, and he'll catch and bat eighth, and it will be Art Ditmar with a record of 0-1, pitching for the A's, his steal quotient +1. For the Angels, it'll be Albie Pearson leading off in right, Ted Kopp at short, Lee Thomas in center, Leon Wagner in left field, cleanup hitter, Buck Rogers the catcher, Sergeant Bilko at first base, Eddie Yost at third, Billy Moran, who's featured on tomorrow's continuation, already set up for this ball game. Billy Moran batting eighth at second base, and pitching and batting ninth, Dean Chance. He has no record. I believe this is his first appearance. I'm going to take a look here. He is a right-hander. No, Chance pitched 3 innings. He can relieve and start. I'd have to go look to see whether he started or relieved. He allowed 1 run in 3 innings. I've got my statistics up and minimized for easy reference. Attendance for this ball game: 6,338. And I'm so glad to have you here to enjoy this ball game with me. And I expect in just a couple minutes, the Angels will take the field, playing in I guess it was called Stadium. When the Dodgers played there, it was called Dodger Stadium, and when the Angels played there, it was called Chavez Ravine, but really it's Dodger Stadium. And the Angels take the field. Dean Chance is on the mound, taking his warm-ups. Catching him is Buck Rogers. In our infield, we have Sergeant Bilko at first, Moran at second, Yost at third, Kopp at short, outfield left to right, Wagner, Thomas, and Pearson. And we have one, first and foremost, Kathy Harden for KC. We have KH for KC. I'm not as good as you, Kathy, with those things. And by the way, I just want to let you know, Kathy, in case you're just coming in, I'd like to alert you to a special program that's set to air in 117 minutes at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. That's 4 p.m. on the West Coast. It's a new format that I'm working on. It's called Strat-o-matic Fantasy Baseball Radio. And this will be it's a radio broadcast only with graphics that I provide to enhance the simulation. It's the California Angels at the Oakland A's for September 26th from the completed 1969 replay, and its duration is 1 hour and 53 minutes. This is a simulation of a radio broadcast using Strat-o-matic baseball. And I am the broadcaster, and I encourage you, I invite you all to turn it on and tune out. Turn on and tune out. And that'll be at 7 p.m. And I have no idea what may go on in that, because I don't have much memory of it. But I'm working on different things, folks. I have a new idea for a screenplay, which could be made into a feature movie about a man who time travels back in time. He's an FBI agent, and his task is to prevent the assassination of the United States president. And it's a work of fiction, and it's got a lot of twists and turns. So I'm thinking of maybe creating a trailer that, and I'm looking at the YouTube guidelines for dangerous or harmful content. There is an exception. You're allowed to use it for entertainment purposes, educational purposes, but the rationale must be clearly stated. I'm just struggling with whether it's even worth it. I think it would be a successful movie. I have already written 2 screenplays. One is called One Never Dies, about a elderly couple that meet and fall in love in a retirement home. And then I have another one called King of Comedy, about a man with chronic mental illness, in particular bipolar disorder with psychotic features. His name is Herbert Slutsky, and his psychiatrist tells him, you know, the best advice I think I could give you is that you ought to be a comedian. You'd be an overnight sensation. And I'm sorry, I think I made a mistake. I said King of Comedy, which is the Scorsese De Niro film, which is awesome film. But it's called Overnight Sensation. So I have Love Never Dies and Overnight Sensation. I'm working on this one. It's called Second Chance. Another working title is Take Two. There's no copyright on titles. I have a 4th idea, which is in just the idea stage, and it is, and we're gonna get right to the game. It is you know, you've had like iRobot, and it addresses artificial intelligence when robots are smarter than us, and they may not be human, but they're in ways smarter than us. And this is one where a man, and I know this has been done, falls in love with a cyborg, and then all sorts of conflicts come up, and it would really be wild. I'm still in the infancy stage of that idea. Okay, here's Dick Hauser, a non-blood relative of mine. He's dead now. On my mother's side, we're going with our 2 orange and 1 white, and the 20 die will be black. So it's like an orange and black motif. No reason in particular, maybe Halloween. I think Halloween's coming up in about a month. About a month and a week, about 5 weeks from now. I think 5 weeks and 2 days to be exact. I got water. I have coffee and milk for tomorrow. I have M&M peanuts, and I have Lindy's homemade Italian ices, blueberry and cherry. So we're all set for this ball game and then the radio broadcast that follows. Hauser steps into the batter's box. Here's Chance now. The wind-up and the pitch to Hauser. That is a 3-5 right-handed, swung on and hit. Had a little trouble with that one for a base hit to left. Hauser opens up with a single. Easy now, Jeff, easy. And we're going to go 3 innings, and we're not going to be silly. I mean, we'll be maybe, you know me, you know my normal, but we're not going to go off on tangents. Hauser on first. It's a 19 with a lead. Chance working from the stretch, facing Del Greco now. It's a 1-16 with Chance. He's going to go for that lead. He's being held. One to 16, not going. Here's Bobby Del Greco now at the plate. And the pitch from Chance. That's going to be 5-2 right-handed, grounder to third. Yost has it. He throws to Moron for the out at second. So Del Greco is on. I've already set up the broadcast for the continuation of this game. It will be 5:30 sharp tomorrow morning. And then at 7:30, we'll do our second morning game, our late morning game. And that will be the White Sox with Buzz Hart at the Twins with the young Jim Cott. So we're looking out for some real fun baseball as Jerry Lumpy comes to the plate. It's Del Greco now on first. And 1 out. Lumpy, it's a little lumpy there, steps in. Lumpy 3 with a lead. Not much of a stealer. A lot of time it doesn't have a lot to do with your speed, but your way of, some people just are not stolen base people. Here's Del Greco now facing Chance. Chance gets the sign from Rogers. Here's the pitch, 2-11 right-handed. Grounds it to first. Sergeant Bilko takes it to the bag, and Del Greco goes to second. But that was a pretty play by Sergeant Bilko, and he gets a big hand from the crowd. Big hand from the crowd for the Sarge. So it's 2 outs now. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, we have a replay here. Oh, we got a replay. And, the replay has turned out to be invaluable. I'm not afraid of moving my tripod up now. It's just invaluable. The White Sox with Buck. There's 1 out. We're going to get with Lumpy here. It's a little lumpy there. Steps in. This is... Oh, you see, I put Del Greco, wrongly put Del Greco. You see, Del Greco bats before. A lot of time there it is. Speed, but and I'll tell you the house rule up front, this is me live, is that we use the roll, but we refer to the correct card. That's the house rule. I mean, imagine if this happened in a World Series. Let's watch it, see that we wrongly read Del Greco's card. Way of, some people just are not stolen base people. Here's Del Greco now facing Chance. It's Lumpy. Shit. Chance gets the sign from Rogers. There's the pitch, 2-11 right-handed. Okay, that's 2-11 right-handed. I'm going to look at Lumpy, and that is a 2-11 right-handed against Chance. It's a 2-11 ground ball short B. So actually, it was he is forced. Okay, so we have some revision to do here. That's a force out. Now what we want to do, just because we take such painstaking efforts, is go back, make sure we looked on Del Greco when he reached on a force out. This might be it. For the continuation of this game, it will be 5-3. It's a 19.
Here we go.
Lead.
Here's Del Greco.
Chance. Working from the stretch, facing Del Greco now. It's a 1-16 with Chance. He's going to go for that lead. He's being held. 1-16, not going. Here's Bobby Del Greco now at the plate. And the pitch from Chance.
Be a force out.
It's going to be 5-2 right-handed.
5-2.
To third.
5-4.
Yost has it.
He throws to second.
To Moron for the out at second. So Del Greco is on.
It's really, you know, adolescent humor, or, you know, I've even used that. Oh my, probably was Moron.
Probably was Moron.
We're back here in live action, and that's what we do. We keep the customer satisfied. That here on the Strat-o-matic network, we aim for accuracy, low errors, not no errors, because we're human and we're fallible. However, to discern them when we can, and with Lumpy, it was a ground ball short. I had to change that. And, you know, I'm really a ground ball to short, forcing. That'll be 2 outs, 2 force outs. Lumpy is on. Then all we got to do is take out that little darkness right there. This is part of the zen of Strat-o-matic. This is very careful. Whoops. There. It's a 6. And when it dries real solid, we'll just darken. Oh, that little spot has to go too. Right there. There. Beautiful. And now we're ready to resume live action. It's a tough top of the first here. Just underway here at Chavez Ravine. And it is a perfect night for a game of Strat-o-matic 1962 baseball. And I'm digging this replay. I'm digging the players. I'll get to know them better. Do I like it as much as 69? Probably not, but that's, you know, you have your favorites. But we're going to stick this through. We might do some fun games from 1911. I like to do the World Series, the 1911 series, follow exact lineups. Be a lot of fun. You can't really do a radio broadcast and keep a straight face of 1911 because there was no radio back then, unless you're a time traveler. Okay, Chance will face Seaburn now, with Lumpy on first, 2 down. The pitch to Seaburn. That is 4-8, left-handed, walked him. Seaburn draws a base on balls. And there are 2 men on here. First and second, 2 down. And the batter is Manny Jimenez. Manny Jimenez. Look at that average, 301, 479 at bats. We are more than glad to have, and he's not even a 4 in the outfield, isn't he? He's not fast. Wow. He's a 4 out there, but he can hit. Let's see, Manny Jimenez, this is a clutch situation. Okay, so Chance facing Jimenez from the stretch. That's going to be a 6-10 left-handed. Grounder to third, our first X today. That's going to be Edward Yost, 426. Can you believe it? I always thought of him as an old man. Third base coach for the Mets. That's a grounder to Edward Yost, 426 at third. And he's a 4. 10-4.
He gets to it though. Eddie gets it. It's a G3, 246, E26. And he throws him out. That's going to be a G3 first and that's the side. There's Eddie Yost running into the dugout along with everyone else. And I'm sitting here thinking that that didn't happen yet. But it's no runs. Good inning of baseball. In the top of the first, no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 were left on. Single by Hauser, a couple of forced plays, and the walk to Seaburn. We're moving now to the bottom of the first, and here's Art Ditmar. He had 5 starts. I don't know what it is. He had a 6.65 ERA. Oh, that's what it is. But this is like his second or third start. He has a record of 0-1, Art Ditmar. And I got a feeling that he is one of those such obscure players. And I decided to make him known by making him the thumbnail of this broadcast. And there he is, right there in the live broadcast. I know it's hard to see that, but this is the live broadcast here, and that's Art Ditmar featured. We'll try to get even better with the pictures. Pictures tell an infinite number of words. Oh, shit. There. Oh, damn. Okay, Ditmar now. His debut was 54 with the Philadelphia A's, and they kept him through 62 at least. That's really something. Not used a whole lot in his career. And leading it off for the Angels will be Albie Pearson. Pearson, left-handed hitter, playing right field. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, that's wild. Joel Horland has just wrote that Art pitched in 3 World Series with the Yanks. Holy shit, let me, folks, let me look at his numbers here. I got it right here, Art Ditmar. And he started this game in real world, folks. Wow. He was on the 61 Yanks, he was on the 58 Yanks, and the 57 Yanks. At the end of 61, they traded him back to the A's. Holy cow, he got knocked back and forth. He once lost 22 games. He had a 4.42 ERA. The team must have been bad. And the old saying goes, anyone who loses 20 games must be a good pitcher, or they wouldn't allow him to start that much. It's not like his ERA was off the wall. What was his ERA? Oh, there it is, 4.42. This year, he's a 6.65 in 22 innings. So he really is. This was his final year. Okay, now, the thing I'd like to know, he died. That's the thing. That's the thing I want to talk about. I'm not going to get too much into it. He was a control pitcher. Wow. He was 92 when he died. I could get into stories of what's happened to him where he, but it's a real tangent. So here's Albie Pearson. This is fairly easy to read. I don't know that I want to always do it this way. Pitch to Pearson, 4-9 left-handed, grounder to second. And Lumpy has it, throws to Seaburn, 1 out. You know, it's just the orange. It's very, very light on the eyes. That's the good thing about it. You just sort of seep into it. You see those the 5 and the 4 orange are really set in there. They're smaller. I think they bounce better. More variation. You see, look at this. You get much more variation than if you had larger die. The pitch to Kopp now from Ditmar. We're talking Ditmar. 6-6. That's a shot hit out to left field. And it's fair. Rolling to the wall. Kopp goes into second. Jimenez tracks it down, throws it in. And he threw that in on one bounce to home. That was, I'm sorry, to third. He threw it right dead on to third. Kopp is on second with 1 out. And here's Lee Thomas. Who the hell? Wow. Yeah, I've seen Lee before. He died in 2022, age 86. Very journeyman, I think, you know. Okay, Ditmar, the pitch to Thomas. They were great this year, though. 86 wins, second year. 5-10, left-handed, grounds it to second. That's a B. I think he'll hold, but we'll see. Lumpy's going to throw Thomas out. And on a runner on second B, he will advance. Just some of them I don't have memorized. Nobody on I know. And I can tell intuitively what the others are, but have to read it. So Kopp is on third with 2 down. And here comes Leon. Now, Leon is a sad story because he, at the end of his life, I don't know if he was in his 50s, I'm just guessing from what I remember. He was destitute, he didn't have any money, and it was probably multiple substance abuses or misuses. I'm not sure what it was. And he was found dead in an abandoned building. And isn't that freaking sad? To end that way, to live like that. Okay, here's Ditmar now with 2 outs and Kopp on third. It's sad, but Leon's alive with us right now. His spirit. That's a 1-4 right-handed, pops it up behind the plate. And there goes Brian off with the mask and makes the catch in foul territory. Nice play by Brian, heads up. And the side is retired. There's no runs. There was the double, went to third on a ground ball by Kopp. And it's a scoreless ball game. Here's Chance now, top of the second. It's a small crowd, 6,000 plus paid. Small crowd, I'm telling you. You think that they would know they'd have a market for 2 Los Angeles teams. Okay, here's Chance. Facing Samoli. Gino Samoli steps in the batter's box. And that's low for a ball to Samoli. The thing I love about these guys, like this guy, he played 8 years, started on the Dodgers, ended up on the Angels through 65. He died at age 81. He played on the '60 Pirates, Smoley. I didn't know that. He worked as a delivery driver for UPS after retiring, and the company honored him for completing 21 years of service without a traffic accident. And at age 60, and still working for the company, he was referred to as the Lou Gehrig of UPS. Wow. And that's a fun story. Okay, so Smoley, deep in the batter's box. Here's Chance now. And that's 5'8" right-handed, fly ball center. And under it is Thomas. He makes the catch, one away. Now here comes Wayne Cousy. Each of these people has a life. I'm not going to stop and, really look closely at Wayne. I think I have Wayne in the 64 sets. I don't know. I don't remember if it's 69. That's 3-4. He walked him. Cousy draws a walk. The second walk given up today by Chance. Oh my God, look at Billy Bryan's card. Oh my Lord, look at him against left-handers. Oh Lord. We use exact lineups. He hit 149. We'll use him at least 2 at-bats. Maybe 3 if it's tied or they're winning. And definitely, not if they're losing. That's the way we do that here. Okay. And we have a pretty good latitude in terms of what we're allowed to do with these players, in terms of when to play them and so forth. Here's Bryan now, with Cousy on first, 1 out. 3-8 right-handed, struck him out. Look at that. That'd be a great pitcher's card, maybe. 2 down, and here comes Ditmar. Chance now. That's going to be 3-10, and that's a grounder to third. It's fielded by Eddie Yost, and he throws it on over to the Sarge. And the side is retired. That's no runs, no hits. I'm not also not in a very good rhythm tonight. I might just lay back and, ease up a little on it. Ease up on it a little. I might just lower the intensity just a little bit. Lower the voice. Just relax, Jeff. And as we move to the bottom of the second, I like this much better. Here's Ditmar. Buck Rogers leading it off, switch hitter, batting left-handed. Whoa, that went through, 6-8, switch hitter batting left, walked him. So Buck on first. And here comes the Sarge.
Hitting the road this summer?
Oh, Lord help me. Just a little technical issue. We're fine. Okay, here's the Sarge now. With Rogers on first, nobody out. Deep bunter. The pitch from Ditmar. That's a 3-6 right-handed. That is a base hit for Bilko to left field. 2 asteroids. Rogers goes to third. Ball thrown in by Jimenez from left field. So the Angels are threatening here. And Eddie Yost comes up. The infield is played back. Looks like the A's want to try to stop a big inning and willing to give up a run. I heard Bob Murphy say that during a broadcast. It was about a week ago. I forgot it was an early game for the Mets. I thought it was a good thing to say, so I adopted it. I don't like to rip people off and not tell you. Here's the pitch to Yost. That's 3-5. Right-handed, struck him out. Oh, that was big. Ditmar gets Yost swinging. And here comes Billy Moran. Now the infield is playing back for Moran. Moran has some power. Ditmar and the pitch. 2-4 right-handed, grounds it to short. That's going to score a run. Hauser he goes to second to force the Sergeant, and Rogers comes home. First and third B. Infield was back. And that's what that is. And if anyone can send the link, you can do it. But, I give an RBI for that. But I could be just way off. Now here's Chance. There's 2 outs, and Moran is on first. 1 run is in. If anybody knows, I looked quickly and I couldn't really find yay or nay. It's a fielder's choice, I believe. Not a, Here's the pitch to Chance, 2-8, struck him out, and that will retire the side. It was 1 run, a walk, a single, a fielder's choice bringing in the run, and maybe shit. Oh, shit. Ditmar. Yeah, I had Ditmar here. Yeah. Good thing I had Ditmar pitching. Now, that's paranoia, folks. I'm going to take a break for 2 or 3 minutes. That's paranoia. That happens to me like every few days, where I think I might have used the wrong pitcher. But I look, and it is good. Yeah, Ditmar, because coming in now is Chance. Coming in now is Chance, and it will be after a very brief interlude. I'm playing 3 innings tonight. We're already almost completed 2 of them, and I'm looking forward to the 7 p.m. broadcast Eastern Time, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. And it is entitled Strat-o-matic Fantasy Baseball Radio. It is a radio broadcast of a game between the California Angels at the Oakland A's for September 26 in the 1969 replay, which has been completed here on the Strat-o-matic Network. It is 1 hour and 53 minutes duration. And I've used different sound effects and graphics to try to, just put on a little flair of my own for what is a simulation of a radio broadcast using strat-o-matic baseball. I hope to see you there in the live chat. We'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes, give or take. My name is Jeffrey Guterman, and this is the Strat-o-matic Network. I really love the part that's coming up pretty soon. Listen for it, okay? Oh, that's good. Oh boy, I really like that. You know, once you really get in tune with that, the little sounds that come up, I have it on a loop. It's amazing. I like that other sound. It's all synthetic, but that one sounded like a cello, but it's synthetic, most likely. We're gonna get right back to this ball game. As soon as I am able. Yeah, you do it on the sides. And you want to know something? If you were to happen to have a really great game, wouldn't it be something special to broadcast it with some of that sound? For example, it might sound something like this. Here's Chance now, top of the third. It's a 1-0 ball game. And it'll be the top of the order for the A's. Dick Hauser leading it off. Hauser up there swinging. He singled and was forced out in the first. Here's Chance now. And the pitch to Hauser. That's 6-6, right-handed. And that's going to be a base hit to right. Second hit for Hauser. Thrown in by Pearson. Hauser is on. He's a 1-16 being held 1-14. He's not going anywhere. Bobby Del Greco comes up to the plate. Indeed. Okay, Chance, working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Del Greco. That's a 4-6 right-handed fly ball left. Wagner catches up with it, makes the catch, and Hauser runs back to first. It was a 4-6 right-handed. Fly ball left B. And that's going to bring up Lumpy. You remember Lumpy on Leave It to Beaver? Lord. My Lord. Let's go with that music just for this half inning here. Hey, Rhodes Scholar has arrived. Whoa. Oh, there he is. Kathy Harden, Joel Horlin, and anybody else out there in the strat-o-matic community, Rhodes Scholar has arrived. Okay, Lumpy facing Chance with 1 out and Hauser on first. Chance from the stretch. That's high for a ball to Lumpy, 1-0. Chance gets the sign from Rogers. And the pitch to Lumpy. Yeah, 1-7 right-handed. Flies it to center for Lee Thomas to make the catch. 2 away now. RS has arrived. Rhodes Scholar. Rhodes Scholar, I'm doing just fine with the card viewer. It's working well, Rhodes Scholar. I just have to take 2 pictures. If I hold it portrait, I get the full card. So I do that. I email it to myself with both sides attached, left and right, left first, right second, and that's it. And I'm pulling out people. In fact, there is a Kunkel, a Bill Kunkel, who I pulled out. I know that's hard to see, but that's him pitching against left-handers. 1 WR, fielding 3-0, because he probably didn't pitch enough to make any errors. That's against the left-handers, and then this is against right-handers. Look at those home runs. This is a good hitter's card. Lord. And he is a right-handed pitcher. Kunkel is available, but I don't think in a close ball game we're interested. He pitched in this game in real world, and I put a little border around him to alert myself that he is a non-carded player. We have his real card, though. Every player, it's amazing. How did they input all that data? And how accurate is it? But, you know, it's a great thing. Two outs now. Seaburn comes to the plate. It's Hauser on first. And Chance, the pitch to Seaburn. Whoa, 2-7 right-handed, fly ball center. It's a non-clutch situation, and Thomas has it, and the side is retired. You see, and there goes the music. So it's really, I think, a pretty neat thing to do. And the side is out. And we're going to get a chance to see our Ditmar on the mound. One more inning. As we are going to complete this broadcast. This was a short and sweet one of about an hour and I don't know how many minutes I'll be going until the end. I'll probably have an outro at the end of just the visuals. So we'll go maybe 5 minutes. It could be 1 minute. I mean, you know, that's the beautiful thing about strat-o-matic. For example, Albie Pearson steps up. They could go 1, 2, 3. But wait for the plug for my premiere tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Okay, here's Pearson facing Chance. He grounded out in the first. 1-8, that's a grounder to first. And Seaburn takes it to the bag. 1 away for Joe Kopp. Kopp doubled, left on, 1-3 right-handed, grounder to third. And Kelsey handles it and throws it to Seaburn for the second out. We are 1 out away. And here's Lee Thomas. I am going to read this text, this very detailed live chat from Road Scholar. Here it goes. Always funny coincidences with your channel. I was sparking. And, you know, that's a verb. I don't know, you know, he might have meant speaking, but I was sparking just as you were. Oh, maybe that's weed? What is sparking? When I tuned in, and I'm setting up an 86 Texas KC game. Well, isn't that something? There's a KC game. KC is managed by Hauser, and deep in the Tex bench, whoa, Jeff Kunkel. That's the coincidence. I could look it up, you know. Here's Joel Horland. Spark in the green, gotcha. Gotcha RS. You know, Bill Kunkel, I don't know. I want to look up on my Gmail one more time here of Bill Kunkel, and I keep it in my inbox if I'm using him possibly that day. His name was Bill Kunkel. Now I'm going to look him up straightforwardly on Google search. Here he is. There is a Bill Kunkel who was an umpire. It looks like years ago. I'm not sure. Let me just see something here. Yes, he was Joel Horland. First of all, he was a referee in the NBA for 2 years and the ABA for 1 year. He was an umpire in the minors. And then in the AL, he became a full-time umpire in '69, working 163 games. Wow. And he was in the 74 and 80 World Series, the ALCS in 71, a lot of them. He worked an All-Star game twice. He called balls and strikes for an All-Star game. The second one he did. He died at age 48, cancer. At the time of his death, he was one of only 2 umpires still using the outside chest protector. Jerry Neudecker was the other. Wow, so he was both a player and then an umpire. And his first year was 61. He only played 3 years in the bigs, and then he shifted. That's amazing. And Bill is Jeff Kunkel's father. we get to know these players. Jeff Kunkel, there he is. And I don't keep up with the current stuff. I know Otani, I know, some players, I know Betts, I know not too many players. And he probably is long retired. As these people, he was born in 61, so he's sort of around my age, 3 years younger. Shortstop, Rangers and Cubs, son of Bill Kunkel. He was an all-around athlete in high school. He reached the bigs quickly. This is the son. I mean, we could go off into tangents. Yeah, Rhodes Scholar, wow. There was once a picture of me with a baseball player, and I can't remember his name. If I could just see if I could pull it. Maybe one of you would know. And we'll get back to this game, folks. In fact, I can make this a trivia question, if I'm able to find the goddamn thing. We're in an extended moment here, trying to retrieve something. Here he is. Yep. First, I'm going to try to show it to you all without the year. Do any of you know what picture this was with the Marlins? Obviously, that's me on the left. Wow. And you know Hauser's a non-blood relative on my mother's side? Rhodes Scholar, did you know that? Big shit. Does anyone know this player? Okay, well, thank you anyway for trying. Thank you. Well, there's a lot of Felixes. And I've combed through their rosters year by year, and the only other thing I can tell you is that this photo was from 2011. Oh, here it is, Edward. I have it on my own frickin' site here. Edward Mujica. Wow. Because I always wonder what ever happened to these people. Wow, he did have a long career, 11 years. I mean, relatively. He was on Miami that 1 year, 2011 and 2012. Then he was dealt to St. Louis. He played for a whole bunch of teams. He's 40 years old now. That's interesting, you know? Yeah, he was pretty cool here, huh?
Wow. Oh, oh, that's great. I'm so glad that I found out. And that's his name. Okay, folks? And I thought that's a trip. All this time, I've been able to figure, it was on my own Flickr account. Okay? So we have 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. And it's going to be Lee Thomas, who's 0 for 1 today. Okay, here's Chance now. The wind-up and the pitch to Thomas. Whoa, that's fallen! Whoa, on the floor, and it is a 6. 5-9 left-handed struck him out. His 3rd of the game. And wow, we were in a sort of a... Oh, wait a minute. What did I fucking have Chance there for? Oh, shit. We're going to get a replay. Oh, isn't that cool? I could do it without sound. Or better yet, let me do it with the natural sound. We have a replay here. We're going into replay mode. Here we go. Time travel. We're going into replay mode. Yes, it is. Here we go. Time travel. Time travel. We're going into replay mode. Yes, it is. Third. And it's going to be Lee Thomas, who's 0 for 1 today. And Chance was used incorrectly. Wow. Now, I just got finished talking about, and we would have always caught that, okay? We're going to, house rule, we go with the roll. And then we will look. Here's Chance now. We'll look on Ditmar's card. Here's Ditmar. The wind-up and the pitch to Thomas. Whoa, that's fallen! On the floor, that is a 6. That was a hefty bounce out 5-9 left-handed struck him out. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and we're gonna look at Ditmar again, 5-9. Thomas is a left-handed hitter, 5-9 left-handed, and it's a ground out to first. 5-9 left-handed on Thomas, ground out to first, problem solved. And we have reached 3 innings, and it's a great ball game. Both pitchers looking good. I enjoyed it. It doesn't have the wrap-up you would think. All I could say is both pitchers are still in this game. That was a ground out. Now I'm going to do my best to, it's very obscure, but a 5-9 left-handed is a ground out to first. And let's see if I can remember that. Ground out to first. It's like a mental note in the front of your mind there. That's what it is. And we'll go back to it when that dries. It is Ditmar and Chance. Ditmar for the A's and Chance for the Angels. What we're going to do now,
It was ground out to first. We are going to put this game to sleep. I do it in the following manner. I put the batting lineups here. Then I put the bulk of the team here. Then what I really like to do as I wrap things up here is put the starting pitchers here. I guess I kind of ruined it because they're landscape, but that's fitting. That makes sense. And we like to rest it quietly right over here where it will wait for us when we are ready. Very simple process. I don't do all the fancy things that some people do. I don't print out these beautiful graphics, nor do I have envelopes for these teams. I sort of look at it that I want the thing to be used. I want the thing to show wear and tear. As you could see, these were once, and by the way, I want to just give you all a reminder again about a very special program that I have coming at 7 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. That's 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Some of you may know better than me. But this will be a program called strat-o-matic Fantasy Baseball Radio. I think maybe the next time I'll call it strat-o-matic Baseball Fantasy Radio. We'll see you then, Kathy Harden. It's going to be California at Oakland. And I like to say for, not on, because I'm doing it for September 26th in the 69 replay. And it's 1 hour, 53 minutes duration. It does not show any score sheets. It's meant to be a radio broadcast, but I bring on some graphical features to create an ambiance. And again, it's 7 p.m. on the East Coast in the U.S., 4 p.m. on the West Coast. I think, what's it called? Central Time? That's Dallas, Chicago. I could be wrong, but I guess they're an hour behind. So I guess we would call it 6 p.m. in Chicago. And maybe 5 p.m. Hey, K-Fan, thank you. Thank you, K-Fan. Very nice of you, sir. I want to say right now, thank you, K-Fan. Thank you, Joel. Oh, shit, I did everybody. I got to do them all. Thank you to the great Kathy Harden. Thank you, Rhodes Scholar. I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking. And I want to say thank you to everybody thank you to all in the strat-o-matic community. And I'm going to get ready. I want to invite you to go to my landing page. In 45 minutes, top of the hour, no matter where you live. There might be some obscure places that are on the half hour. And enjoy my strat-o-matic fantasy baseball radio. I mistransposed. It's sort of like, you know, my thinking clarifies. When I write something down, then I look at it, I read it, and then I question it, revise it. It's not fantasy baseball radio. That sounds awful. Fantasy I'm sorry, it's not fantasy. Oh, shit. It's not, fantasy baseball radio. It's baseball fantasy radio. It's strat-o-matic baseball fantasy radio. And, I think there's some possibilities with it. It's kind of fun. Keeps me out of trouble. Takes no time to create. What I do is I download it from my YouTube site. I have to, you have to be in the account, me. All right, Road Scholar, and it's meant for relaxation, and I have no idea, so whatever it is could be a surprise. Okay? A real surprise, but I would like people to think of it as a radio broadcast, but some graphics. And, media has changed so markedly in the past quarter century. And I see it happen in the last 10 years and the last 5. And it's just getting faster and faster. So, I have a clock radio I bought. You're not going to believe this if I told you 40 years ago or 38 years ago. And it still works. General Electric. But how many people listen to a radio like that? I guess some people might listen to the news on AM when they're driving. And I guess there are people. But what is YouTube but a complete media broadcasting platform. And when I say that, I mean that, you could spend millions of dollars and make a film and then just convert it into a video file on YouTube. So the sky's the limit when it comes to what YouTube can be. As far as broadcasting live, I don't have the equipment, nor do I have staff. If I had money, I could hire people to set up multiple cameras so I could be talking and then it would shoot to me from a side shot without interruption. I like to play with ambiance, play with mood. Play with sounds that create a mood. Like this. Oh, I love that. And I have to be very particular about what I play, because you can get copyright strikes. And I gotta tell you, I love broadcasting on YouTube so much. And I don't want to do anything. And I was going to I was going to create and spend some time doing it, a mock movie trailer for a film that I would love to make. And it's called, there's two working titles, Take Two or Second Chance. I think Second Chance, I think Take Two is good. It feeds off the idea of the metaphor of a movie set, and you're gonna do it again. Yeah, Rhodes Scholar, but I debated, could I tell you, Rhodes Scholar, right now? The plot, if you will, of the film. Well, let's go with Take Two, TWO. It's got the Take Two, Take Two. But also maybe Take Two. Maybe instead of either or, you would take both choices. The plot is that a very, well, how could I put it? I'd love to say it in good words, but I'm being stupid about it. But an FBI detective goes back in time to prevent the assassination of former President Donald John Trump. Now, I want the disclaimer here that this is a work of fiction and it has artistic value, and we do not endorse anything like that. But I don't know if you want me to go into any more detail. I have a little more detail, but I don't want to. I have pretty good detail. And he goes back in time to prevent it. And that certainly makes sense as a story. And then what would make the story compelling is what you would call, say, I don't know if there's a, I'm sure there's a word for it, a conflict, a that's really the plot. Not that he's going back, but what happens. And it ends with a twist that is so great. And you want to know how great the twist will be, and I haven't come up with it yet. It will be a twist for the ages. It will be a twist that is so twisted, it will shock the molecules in your head like nothing you've ever thought of. And this would be intense. And I would love to tell some of you some of the plot lines, because there is a sex trafficking. It's really, this would be so good. Isn't one allowed to do that? I mean, there have been movies about that Bush was assassinated. You remember there was a movie made like that? That is the First Amendment. I don't want him being assassinated. In fact, I was horrified when I saw the blood. There's one picture in particular. I was pretty horrified by that. And it's coming up in about a half hour. I know what it's like. Yeah, I've been through that. Sure. Yeah. I like to create things that are just wild. Things that are I'd love to create. Ever since I'm young, I always had a tendency to create all sorts of things. And, you know, sometimes I've always had a tendency also to be strange, to act out, to be the class clown, uh, to need attention. Look at that flame. Can you believe that? Isn't that cool? This would be pretty good for a movie, wouldn't it?
coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Strat-o-matic Baseball Fantasy Radio, a radio broadcast. California Angels at the Oakland A's for September 26 in our 1969 completed replay. This is a replay of a replay, but it is revised with graphical features. And, just about now, I reckon be sitting around waiting for this premiere to begin in 25 minutes. I got it up here on the big screen TV. This is an ambiance that simulates a radio broadcast through strat-o-matic baseball fantasy. However, in keeping with technological developments, we use YouTube and add graphical features, and you can listen to it online in any way you like. You can sit and watch the graphics. It's really one graphic and a second graphic that gets thrown in there every once in a while. Yeah, I think it's good for effect. I've added some sound effects, and I have opening titles. So I hope you enjoy it. California at Oakland premieres in 24 minutes. The duration is 1 hour and 53 minutes. I think that's a good duration, especially for someone like me. Now, I hope those of you who have watched this current broadcast, which is the end of the game between KC and LA Angels, KC A's and LA Angels, I didn't do this during the game. I had a couple of diversions, but I was pretty up and up.
That will be 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and so forth.
At the time of his death, he was one of only 2 umpires still using the outside chest protector. Jerry Neudecker was the other. Wow, so he was both a player and then an umpire. And his first year was 61. He only played 3 years in the bigs, and then he shifted. That's amazing. And Bill is Jeff Kunkel's father. We get to know these players. Jeff Kunkel, there he is. And I don't keep...
Whoa, that's fallen!
Yeah,
On the floor,
that
was a 6.
that was a hefty bounce out.
5'9" left-handed struck him out.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and we're gonna look at Ditmar again, 5'9". Is put the starting pitchers here. I guess I kind of ruined it because they're
landscape. But that's fitting. That makes sense. And we like to rest it quietly. Right over here. Where it will. Where it will wait for us when we are ready. Very simple process. I don't do all the fancy things that some people do. I don't print out these beautiful graphics, nor do I have envelopes for these teams. I sort of look at it that I want the thing to be used. I want the thing to show wear and tear. As you can see, these were once, and by the way, I want to just give you all a reminder again about a very special program that I have coming at 7 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. That's 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Some of you may know better than me. But this will be a program called strat-o-matic Fantasy Baseball Radio. I think maybe the next time I'll call it strat-o-matic Baseball Fantasy Radio. We'll see you then, Kathy Harden. It's going to be California at Oakland. And I like to say for, not on, because I'm doing it for September 26th in the 69 replay. And it's 1 hour, 53 minutes duration. It does not show any score sheets. It's meant to be a radio broadcast, but I bring on some graphical features to create an ambiance. And again, it's 7 p.m. on the East Coast of the U.S., 4 p.m. on the West Coast. I think, what's it called? Central's time? That's Dallas, Chicago. I could be wrong, but I guess they're an hour behind. So I guess we would call it 6 p.m. in Chicago. And maybe 10, 5 p.m. Hey, K-Fan, thank you. Thank you, K-Fan. Very nice of you, sir. I want to say right now, thank you, K-Fan. Thank you, Joel. Oh, shit, I did everybody. I got to do them all. Thank you to the great Kathy Harden. Thank you, Rhodes Scholar. I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking. And I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to all in the strat-o-matic community. And I'm going to get ready. you to go to my landing page. In 45 minutes, top of the hour.
Actually, 6 minutes. 5 minutes.
There
5
might be
minutes.
some obscure places that are on the
5
half hour.
minutes.
And enjoy my strat-o-matic fantasy baseball radio. I mistransposed. It's sort of like, my thinking clarifies. When I write something down and I look at it, I read it, and then I question it, I revise it. It's not fantasy baseball radio. That sounds awful. I'm sorry, it's not fantasy. Oh, shit. It's not, fantasy baseball radio. It's baseball fantasy radio. It's strat-o-matic baseball fantasy radio. And, I think there's some possibilities with it. It's kind of fun. Keeps me out of trouble. Takes no time to create. What I do is I download it from my YouTube site. I have to, log. I have to, you have to be in the account. You know me. All right, Road Scholar, and it's meant for relaxation, and I have no idea, so whatever it is could be a surprise. Okay? A real surprise, but I would like people to think of it as a radio broadcast, but some graphics. And media has changed so markedly in the past quarter century. And I see it happen in the last 10 years, and the last 5. And it's just getting faster and faster. So, I have a clock radio I bought. You believe this if I told you.
At this
40
time,
38 years ago.
I recommend that you leave this broadcast and go on my landing page
And sleepers. General Electric.
and look for this. You got to scroll down a little.
People listen to a radio like that. I guess some people.
Strat-o-matic Fantasy Baseball Radio, California, at Oakland, for September 26, 1969. It's a radio broadcast. Hope to see you then.
The complete media